A legendary Chicago Cubs baseball star passed away recently, Ryne Sandberg. If you're a lifelong Cubs fan, which mostly means a lifelong sufferer, you probably grew up with him. For 108 years, the Cubs could not win at all, and Sandberg was one of the few reasons we still watch. He died at 65 of cancer, and it happened so fast. And I've been thinking about Rhino for the last month because I talk to a lot of people who are putting off retirement, not because they can't afford to, but because they're not sure they're ready. But here's the thing, life doesn't always wait until you're ready. In this video, I'll share 5 important findings from the recently released 2025 Schwab retirement survey. I read it, or had ChatGPT read it, so you wouldn't have to. There were lots of pertinent details, but one stat actually stopped me cold. Only 34% of people feel very confident they'll reach their retirement goals. And the reason isn't just things like inflation or market swings. It's the quiet voice asking, am I really on track? Here's why this matters and why it's so dangerous. Most savers are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're budgeting, they're contributing to their accounts and investing. But when there's no income plan, as there often isn't, confidence crumbles. The danger is without a plan, people delay retirement. They oversave out of fear, or they underspend when they could be living life more fully. Let's get to the key findings and some pertinent suggestions for you after I very quickly introduce myself. Welcome to the Retirement Guide channel. My name's Daryl Rose, and my firm, Securement Wealth, helps people just like you plan for and hopefully enjoy retirement. Hopefully. Retirement confidence is dropping. Let's start with that gut punch. As I mentioned, only 34% of people feel very confident they'll reach their retirement goals. I mean, that is a steep drop from the 43% just last year. So why the sharp decline? It's a good question. Well, inflation's been very sticky. Markets are unpredictable, and tariffs and what have you. And we're all living longer, which sounds great until you realize that your money has to last longer as well. But beneath all those headlines lies a quicker truth. Most people don't have a clear plan for how their savings will turn into income, what their spending plan will be. And that's a real source leading to the confidence crisis. You've probably heard me say this if you watch my videos. Confidence doesn't come from hitting 1.6 million or 800,000 or 500,000 or any other number for that matter. It comes from knowing how that money becomes a paycheck month after month after month, no matter what happens. It comes from seeing how you'll cover the health care, the travel, the groceries, and the surprises. It comes from stress testing your plan, not just watching your portfolio balance. My client Judy had saved more than enough, but she still couldn't sleep at night. The reason was because she'd never seen a proper withdrawal strategy. She'd never run a Monte Carlo analysis, never had someone walk her through how the pieces fit together. She never knew she could spend a bit more when she was younger and healthier, and once she became more enlightened, her whole demeanor changed. So here's some Securement wisdom, hard-earned from years of client mistakes, my mistakes, and watching what actually works in practice, not just what sounds smart. If your confidence is slipping, it might not be your investments, it could just be your clarity. The magic number keeps climbing. Let's talk about the infamous retirement magic number for a second. According to Schwab's 2025 survey, the average American now believes they'll need 1.6 million to retire comfortably. Just a few years ago, that number was 1.3 million. So what changed? Well, inflation for sure, but also social media, rising healthcare costs, and that little voice in your head whispering, you're not ready. But here's the thing, that number isn't magic, it's marketing. It's a guess, often rooted in fear or comparison, not planning. And more often than not, it leaves people discouraged and paralyzed, wondering if they'll ever feel ready. Here's some Securement wisdom. 1.6 million in Omaha is very different from 1.6 million in Manhattan or Miami. I have some clients who retired joyfully with $740,000. They had a pension, no mortgage, and loved simple travel and family time. Another couple had $2 million, but no income strategy, rising healthcare costs, and anxiety about running out. They were very unhappy. The lesson, it's not about how much you have, it's about how well it fits the life you want. Before chasing someone else's number, let's get clear on your own. Inflation is still the top worry. It's official. 57% of pre-retirees say inflation is their number one fear for retirement, according to Schwab's survey. And honestly, they're not wrong to worry. I mean, inflation doesn't knock down the front door. It creeps in through the cracks. First, your grocery bill jumps, then your utilities edge higher. Before you know it, your comfortable lifestyle starts feeling, well, tight. Here's why this matters. Inflation quietly rewrites your retirement math. It's not just about what you spend today, it's about what life might cost in 10, 15, or 25 years. And if your plan is built with overly rosy inflation assumptions, you could find yourself either spending too cautiously or running short when you least expect it. Here's your securement tip. Don't settle for a one-size-fits-all forecast. Pressure test your plan with 3 inflation scenarios, low, average, and high. So you're not betting your future on a single guess. Here's the good news. Planning for inflation now can help you outlive it later. You may not be able to control prices, but you can control your preparation, and that's where confidence starts. Most people still aren't getting real advice. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked gaps in retirement planning, actual advice. Just 27% of pre-retirers work with a financial professional. The rest, they're relying on 401k tools or asking friends and family what to do with hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not planning, that's crowdsourcing your future. Here's the problem. Retirement isn't one size fits all. Those online tools don't know your tax bracket, your health situation, your goals, your spouse's pension, and your brother's Roth conversion strategy might be perfect for him. But if you've got different income streams, no heirs, and a lower tax burden, copying his moves could cost you thousands. That happened to my client, Tom. He was following his brother's retirement playbook until we ran the numbers and realized he was overpaying Uncle Sam year after year. One tweak saved him 5 figures. So here's a securement reframe. Financial advice isn't about beating the market. It's about building a plan that fits your life. If you want a second opinion, no strings attached, you can book a flat fee securement review. There's no products, no pressure, just real clarity for your retirement, not someone else's future. Go to theretirementguide.com. Commercial over. And the last nugget from the Schwab survey is retirement guidance grows with planning. Let's be honest, retirement planning can feel overwhelming. There are tax laws, withdrawal rules, Medicare timelines, Social Security options, and that's before your second cup of coffee. So it's no surprise that Schwab reported only 27% of people feel confident managing their 401k alone. But here's what's encouraging. That number nearly doubles to 51% when someone has a professional helping them. That's not because advisors wave a magic wand. It's because a good plan translates abstract balances into everyday decisions: what to spend, when to claim Social Security, how to manage taxes year by year. I have a client, Mark, who came in assuming he'd work until 67. That was the plan. But after modeling his income streams and stress testing different retirement ages, we showed him he could retire at 64. Not maybe, but confidently. So here's the truth. A solid plan isn't just a spreadsheet, it's a sleep aid. Your securement reminder. You don't have to obsess over every market headline. You just need a blueprint that adapts to your life and helps you feel ready to live it. So let's recap what you can do today to build retirement confidence. You can run a retirement stress test. You can use Monte Carlo simulations to see how your plan holds up in thousands of market scenarios, not just the average one. You could test your plan against different inflation targets. You could factor in longevity. What if you live to 92 or 98? Will your income keep up? What if you pass early? What if your spouse passes early? How does that affect Social Security? You can ditch the magic number mentality. 1.6 million might be too much for some, not enough for others. Focus instead on monthly income. Focus on spending patterns and flexibility. Accept that enough can be good enough. One of my favorite quotes from The Psychology of Money: one of the hardest things in life is to stop the goalposts from moving. That in addition to earning more and saving more, wanting less is also an option. You can also audit your assumptions. Are your expenses realistic? Are you overestimating retirement returns? Do you understand the order of investment returns? Returns are very similar to my recovery from knee replacement surgery. Go with me for a second. It's not linear. I'm almost 5 months out. Some days my knee feels good, other days not so good. Each time I feel that I'm over the hurdle, it hurts again. My recovery is not following a straight line. Neither do your investment returns. Go to any retirement calculator. They're all mostly the same. Put in 5% or 6%, whatever number you want, and the calculator is going to assume that your account balances will be that number higher in a year. But what if it's the opposite? The market doesn't go up every year. This is why you never take risks with the short-term money you need to pay your bills. Find advice that fits. Consider a flat fee product free review, like a securement review, to get real answers, not a sales pitch. The right plan isn't about beating the market. It's about meeting your life goals and expectations. You can rebuild confidence through enhanced clarity. If you know how your savings translate to income, if you create a year-by-year withdrawal strategy. Peace of mind, my friends, does not come from perfection. It comes from preparation. So if this survey left you feeling a little uneasy, that means you care, but don't just sit with that uncertainty. Turn it into action. Our flat fee securement review could show you where you really stand, what's working and what's missing. No jargon, no sales pitch, just clarity, straight talk, and a little peace of mind. Get more info at theretirementguy.com, and let's make retirement feel less like a question mark and more like a plan. If you like this video, you might like this one, and thanks for watching.